we would like to welcome the 2014 Kraft Nabisco champion, Lexi Thompson, into the interview room. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What a great final round performance. 4 under par, started with a birdie on the first, and it just seemed like you didn't look back from there. Just take us through that day. What was that day like for you, becoming a major champion for the first time?
Well, it was an amazing day. Starting off with a birdie definitely helped, but you know, just hitting that first tee shot, obviously a little nervous, but it was definitely what I've been practicing for, what I live for, to play under that pressure and to get a major win under my belt, especially the Kraft Nabisco. It's such a huge honor to just win this tournament and to have this day. It was such a solid day, and playing with Michelle helped out a lot too.
You headed into 18 with a pretty 4-shot lead. What was that moment like, walking down that fairway in the crowd ovation? Were you able, with such a, with that lead, to kind of soak it all in?
I actually didn't look at a leaderboard. I looked at one on number 9 and didn't look at one the whole back 9. But I figured I had a few shot lead, but I just played aggressive pretty much the whole day and just played how I have been, the last few days. But just had fun out there. I just smiled my way through the whole week.
You've had 3 victories now since October. What has this kind of stretch been like for you, and how different is it with a major championship win compared to all the other victories that you've had on your resume?
It's been great. This is what I've worked my whole life for and practiced my butt off for, but especially the off season. This was one of my main goals, to come into this year. To play on International Crown was one of my goals, but to win a major has been a goal of mine my whole life, and especially this year. But I'm going to continue to work hard and set even more goals for the rest of the year.
I know I had asked you yesterday, had you thought about that jump into the pond? But when I talked to you as you were getting ready to go in, you were still like, how am I going to jump? Had you really thought about it at all? And what was kind of that decision in doing a cannonball?
I would say the first time I thought about it today was going up to the 18th green. I was like, oh, I guess I should probably think about this a little bit. But I just kind of went for it, made sure I jumped in far enough into the deep part. And I guess I did a cannonball. I just jumped.
Questions for Lexi?
How did winning a major championship change the way you think about yourself?
How will winning this championship change the way you think about yourself?
Well, I think winning this tournament just overall has helped out my confidence a lot. I've always imagined myself winning this tournament and how I would win it, but it's been a dream come true winning the Kraft Nabisco championship. But it doesn't change who I am. It obviously changes my confidence going into each event, but I'm still going to practice and work on improving stuff in my game that needs to be improved on.
Hello. How do you think it'll change the way the fans look at you? Will it? I mean, you're looked at as the young, up-and-coming star now. Now you're a major champion. Do you think that might change your perception?
Well, I hope it would just gain more fans on my side, but the fans are so amazing here at Mission Hills. I love coming to this tournament and playing in front of the crowds. They're always rooting you on no matter how you're playing, even if you're playing bad. Walking to the next tee, they're always saying, go for it, you can do it. And it's so great to have a fan base behind me and a support system like that.
Question over here.
Lexi, can you describe the leap into the pond? Was it cold? Well, how was the water?
It was a little cold. It was a little unexpected, but it felt really good because it was so hot today. It was probably about 90 out, but it was everything I've imagined. To jump into that pond with my family, it was a moment I'll always remember.
Lexi, you hit driver a lot today. Was there any was there any thought at any point to, hey, I just need to throttle this thing back and get it to the house, or were you just like, you know what, I got confidence in it, I'm just going to keep hitting it?
Well, I pretty much hit driver on almost every hole out here. I play this course very aggressively, and I didn't want to change the way I've played the last few days because my driver won't get me in any trouble on a lot of the holes, so laying back, wouldn't really make sense.
Back here.
Lexi, what's the secret of you can hit the long distance consistently?
Of hitting it consistently?
And hitting it long consistently. What's your secret to doing that?
Well, I train a lot. I mean, I train at least 4 days a week with my trainer back at home, so strength is obviously very important. But really, I mean, consistently, I don't try to just rip the ball. I don't go at it 100%, even though it probably looks like it. But just really, I think, picking out my target and committing to every shot, going up to it confidently. I think that's the main thing on being consistent.
Beth Ann?
Lexi, 4 titles, including a major at age 19. Is this going along as you planned, or have you surprised yourself with where you are right now?
I think it's going as I planned. You know, it's kind of hard to say. I go into every tournament wanting to win. I always picture myself winning, but I've worked my whole life to be on the LPGA. It's always been a dream of mine, and obviously to win the Kraft Nabisco has been a dream of mine. But I'm going to continue to work hard and, you know, hopefully win a lot more, but I'm really looking forward to the future.
And can I ask one more? Can you just talk about the walk-up champions, and the feelings you're having, what you were thinking? You were high-fiving some fans.
Yeah.
How much fun was that?
It was so much fun. Having that walk up to the 18th green, high-fiving all the fans in the crowd, there's nothing like it. I mean, just knowing, walking up to the 18th green, that you're going to win a major championship, it's such a huge honor and a great feeling to myself. But embracing the fans the whole week was a huge part of it, because they were always rooting me on. Even if I had bogeyed a hole or hit a bad shot, they always said, you can get it up and down or get it from there.
Question right over here, and then we'll go there. Here first.
Yes, Lexi, you driving the ball off the tee on most of those holes versus Michelle not using a driver. It seemed like you had a great advantage on being farther along and closer to the green consistently. Would you agree with that? That gave you an advantage?
Well, I would say this golf course, the greens were a little firmer this week, so even with a wedge in your hand, you had to play for quite a bit of bounce out. So, I mean, I figured the closer I could get it, even if I was in the rough, I could, you know, get it pretty close to the hole. But I think mainly just trying to place yourself in the right areas in this golf course was key.
Lexi, Benji was talking about how you guys were pretty carefree today. I mean, you were cutting up and telling jokes and singing songs and what have you. Is that good for your game? I mean, are you the type of player that responds best to just, you know, not stressing out and just being loose and not thinking about a lot of things and stressing yourself out?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, I just learned this in the past few weeks. I usually am mentally tough on myself. I get really serious, and when I struggle, I get even more serious. But these last few weeks have been huge for me with Benji, and we've pretty much laughed our way through a lot of the rounds and just had fun, relaxed, and, you know, that's really when my game comes out the most. Like, even when I'm just at home playing with my brothers, we're having fun, listening to music, and that's when I play my best.
John?
Yeah, how has your improved putting taken the pressure off the rest of your game, and if it has, how instrumental was that in your winning here?
In my putting?
Taking the pressure off the rest of your game.
I would say it definitely helped. I worked really hard on my short game overall in my off season, especially my putting. I worked with Jim McLean a lot with it, but it helps out a lot because not every day you're going to have a good ball striking day, so you have to fall back on your short game, and I think golf comes down to putting a lot. So just to know that I can make a putt or get up to it confidently and just put a good stroke on it, it was huge, especially in majors.
Larry?
You talked about the history, wanting to win here because of the history and everything. You're 19. How did you find out about the history? Is that just osmosis being around here?
Yeah, well, I've played in this tournament even since I was an amateur. So, I mean, you obviously learn facts throughout every year playing in this tournament. So it does have so much history behind it. And like I said, it has been an honor to play at this tournament so many years, and only being 19 and to win it is even the biggest honor ever.
John, did you have a question? Hold on, right here.
Did you have a backup dry outfit, identical outfit, ready to go in case you won today?
Apparently not, because I'm soaked right now.
That's the same outfit?
It's the same one. Okay. It's the same one. I'm still soaked.
Looks dry.
Thanks.
Glad you have that question. Go ahead.
Well, this is one time being all wet is fantastic, right?
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Lexi, that celebration that was on the 18th green, before you even got the jump in, to have Stacy Lewis and Austin Ernst and your family there to greet you, what is that moment like? And when you see other players, I've been watching on Twitter, all of them congratulating you. What's that like to kind of get that recognition from your peers who are there to celebrate with you and appreciate what you've done?
It means a lot to me to have a few close friends like Austin Ernst and Stacy to come up to me and congratulate me on the last hole. It means a lot coming from fellow players and competitors. So, you know, it's such a competitive field out here, but really off the golf course, I mean, there's a few good friends that, you know, we just hang out and have fun.
Any other questions for Lexi? Well, congratulations on your first major victory. I have a feeling we're going to be seeing a few more of those from you in the coming years. Great performance, definitely represented the LPGA very well today, and very happy for you and wishing you the best in the events coming up.
Thank you so much.